Yo, guys, I'm just gonna go for it. This is my last day in New York. I don't have anything planned to record right now, but I wanted to just tap in while all this shit's fresh on my mind. We finished the last day of the boot camp today at the Solana Labs office in New York City on Houston Street, and I've met like 30 of the coolest builders I've ever met, and I can't shake this feeling that it's because they are the ones that I've met. I feel like everybody that's building in this space has a really similar drive that brings us here, and the way that we are choosing to leverage these resources and this knowledge and these SDKs and this open source software is we all kind of want to just make things better for people, and that's really exciting to me, is to meet a bunch of strangers and whatever level we've tapped into the whole blockchain space. Sorry, my mustache is tickling the shit out of me right now. The people that I've come across have all seem to have this in common, is that we want to use these resources to create opportunities and equitable circumstances and economies outside of centralized discriminatory banking systems that leave marginalized communities in the dust. So all that to say, I've probably said the word revolution more than I've mentioned Helium Denver in general. The way I've been able to describe my project has been really relatable to people, because it doesn't matter that I'm focusing on in a deep end space providing resources to new developers. I can't shake this mustache sensation. One of my hairs is going straight up my nose. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's just tickly. So these really cool people from all different walks of life, from all over the world, many traveled much further than I did from Denver to be here in New York. We are building the future, and this is this really exciting space to be in, and it's cool to be alongside so many like-minded people. The progression of this class was really cool. The folks at the Solana DevRel created this flow that on the first day you create some stuff that you use the next day, that you use the next day, that you use the next day, and on and on. And we, you may have seen a Twitter post that I made. On the first day, we created NFTs and SPL tokens that represented assets and characters in this game. And then the next day, we built a swapping platform for that game to allow you to swap the assets in two different liquidity pools. And then we built an aggregator bot the next day to run arbitrage between the different swapping platforms. And then the next day, we wound up editing the game to incorporate some cool blockchain integrated randomness and things that make the concept is a game, and that's what we were shown, but the idea is that you can take these concepts and tools and extract them and apply them to your own gaming mechanism or staking mechanism or whatever platform it is that you're using to interact with your community and whatever opportunities it is that you're trying to provide them. And so I got to see how under the hood, how you can leverage composability on Solana to use just this and this component of these larger systems that exist to build systems of your own. And that's what makes me so excited about open source development in general, but especially on Solana, how affordable that becomes for folks like me who don't have the resources necessarily to interact with other blockchains. So long story short, this is my last day in New York. I brought all this recording equipment I was going to be fucking filming every day, and wound up being at the office over 9 hours a day. I was the first person in there. I was very highly motivated to continue learning in this space. And before I packed all this shit up, I wanted to touch back in with you guys and express my gratitude for you being here, especially the newcomers, those of you who have found me through this workshop. You've all heard me rant at this point about the revolution or whatever, but how we can take something like Helium on Solana and leverage solutions that make the world a better place. That's what wound up being everybody's end goal at the end of the day. People who create these software services and platforms deserve to make some sort of reward for that. People should be at Metaplex's fees, that whole controversy. You should be able, if you're creating profit for others, to create profit for yourself. And that's really hard in open source development. And so this has been a week of eye-opening discussion and revelation in the space of how do you take an idea from like an idea and then into like getting thousands of users. Like what that middle ground looks like is totally different for each project, totally different for individuals, and is just a different algorithm of leveraging social media and harnessing open source SDKs and being in the right discords at the right time and finding the right people to help you with your project. Like everyone that I met at this bootcamp has been really enthusiastic about the Helium Denver space that I'm building, and was so surprised that only 4 people have submitted. And it's like, so surprising that there's only, $500 in the pot or whatever. But it's like, oh, it's early. Like, I'm okay with it being early. Like, we are very early, and we'll be early for like 5 or 10 years. And so it's like, this is the perfect opportunity, especially for folks like me who don't have a software development background, to be taking these resources and shaping them to create solutions that you can use to provide opportunities to the people that interact with you, whether or not you're an artist, like a musician, like creating a new album, or somebody trying to create some smart agriculture solution or logistics solution that will reduce the environmental impact of XYZ. Like the solutions that I fantasize about on Helium are all like world changing, industry revolutionizing solutions that like would just make things better for everybody and allow individuals and communities to participate in this like financial alignment that comes with the wealth generative systems that exist outside of the existing centralized versions. So the gears keep turning. I'm passionately reinvigorated in this space. Like, I've been in it for a couple years, writing tech support documents for Helium, experiencing maybe a little bit of burnout because I run this service industry job. I clean houses for a living. This whole Web3 thing is just out of enthusiasm. It doesn't generate me any wealth or anything. Like, the idea is that it's fun, and that's what's so cool. And the people that I've attracted to work alongside me, who have joined the DAO or the Discord or are competing in the hackathon, these are people who just like have a vision of the like improvements that this can provide society as a whole. So long story short, I'm gonna be back in Denver tomorrow. I'm back to my regular routine. I'm about to throw all this lighting and sound equipment in a bag and get ready to take the train to the airport tomorrow. I met very, very cool people here at this hackathon, and I hope y'all are watching this video like, holy shit, Tanner is an absolute space cadet. They are completely the person they are in real life that they are online. And this is authenticity, y'all. This is showing up in the space regularly, authentically. And if I go at this shit with no script, I say the same things that I would say if I plan it out, which is cool because there's this alignment between how I feel about this and what I'm doing in this space now, where it used to be like, oh, it'd be cool if it were like this. It'd be cool if I did that. And now it's like I'm doing these things. I'm meeting these people. I'm creating these opportunities, and we'll be building staking and gaming platforms for the Helium Denver community to allow our contestants and attendees to participate in earning opportunities that make the whole process more engaging and funner and more lucrative, obviously, because that's what a whole lot of you degens care about anyway. So Helium Denver out.